right, well, let's continue the U.S.-China trade conversation and take a look at how it is affecting stocks. Joining us from Dallas, Texas is George Seay, CEO of Annandale Capital. George, thanks for coming on. Let's start with the delay of that 10% threat of additional tariffs until December. We thought that we'd get maybe more juice from that. We did get that yesterday, but now, of course, with the inverted yield curve, losing some of those gains.
Yeah, we've had a 10-year plus bull market, and I think people are spoiled, and I think they're complacent with expecting the market to just go up and up and up, and we are taking a break. And we've got lots of news that complicates the investment situation and the economy, and you've got the 10-year screaming, be cautious, and most people are still not ready to be cautious yet. And I think that it's a great time to reassess your portfolio and determine whether you're really positioned well for the current state of affairs, because the current state of affairs is iffy. It's questionable whether we're going to get a whole lot of gains for the next several years, and I think caution is in order.
And, we were just talking about the Hong Kong protests. How do you think the U.S. can actually leverage that in their trade war negotiations?
It's interesting you say that. I don't think there's been enough discussion yet about the push for freedom in Hong Kong and the push for China not to just swallow Hong Kong whole and make it part of the mainland. Hong Kong's got a rich history, and it's gotten used to capitalism and democracy and freedom, and obviously people are rebelling against China trying to overreach early, way ahead of the time for the full absorption of Hong Kong into the mainland. And I'm disappointed at our country's response to that so far. I feel like that what's going over there is dramatic. It's not quite Tiananmen Square, but it's somewhat a distant cousin of that, and the fact that we're not supporting them more is very disappointing to me. I think that we've got a major march for freedom going on over there, and they deserve our full-throated support on behalf of what they're trying to accomplish. And I think that you get away from markets and you get away from money and capitalism, and you get to freedom and people wanting the ability to set the course for their own lives, and that's something we should be in full support of.
Hey, George, it's Heidi here. So just looking at
Hey,
President
Heidi.
Trump's move yesterday to delay some of the tariffs until December 15th, I guess I'm a little confused now on who's going to fold next. Who has more to lose in this trade war right now, in your opinion?
I've got whiplash. I mean, you just never know quite where this is going to go, and I'm hopeful that he got some kind of behind-the-scenes concession from them to do something like that. I wanted him to go forward in September rather than postpone this unless he got a concession, and I'm hopeful that's what happened. That behind the scenes, the Chinese, are all about saving face and not showing weakness publicly, and that they did something that caused us to postpone this in anticipation that we're going to get some concessions that we want. We are in control of this situation completely. The Chinese when they started this, have not felt that way. But we've got way more leverage from an economic standpoint than they do right now. And it's the perfect time to do this. They've been cheating for decades, and it's time for them to be held account. If we wait another 5, 10, 15 years, they're going to be too big and too powerful and too smug and too arrogant to make major concessions to us. So I think the timing is absolutely perfect. I'm excited about it. I just want us to see it through and not let them off the hook, because we've got to get protection for our intellectual property. And we've got to get fair rules for our companies that do business on the mainland over there. Otherwise, we just can't concede and we can't abandon the field. It's something we've got to compete with them on for the foreseeable future. And we can't abandon this negotiation until we get something that is favorable to us. And it's going to take time.
All right, there you heard it there first. A bullish take on the tariffs. George Seay of Annandale, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be with you all. Thank you.